Alright my friends, welcome to the final part of my Madhouse Difficulty no damage all collectible walkthrough. This is it! We are getting very close to the end of the game. In this segment we're going to have the final boss fight, which honestly it's not so much a boss fight in my opinion because it's just a series of scripted events, and I will let you know that during that final boss fight you automatically take damage. And you can't avoid taking damage during that fight. It's pretty similar to the first fight that we have against Mia. You will always take damage, so obviously that does not count. But leading up to that final boss fight, we're still going to have to deal with a lot of enemies, and it's not necessarily easy to sneak your way past them, but we're going to manage, because that's just what we have to do. Before we move on ahead, make sure you get that Mr. Everywhere. So that should be Mr. Everywhere number 18, if you've been following my walkthrough. And let's go through here now. Have your shotgun prepared, and it doesn't hurt if you have a time bomb as well. Actually, it works pretty well. Here, let's shoot this first guy that will catch the attention of all the other molded. And we're going to place a time bomb right here on the ground. And as they get close, wait for it, and boom, there we go. You blow up their legs and you make it towards the elevator, and that way you don't have to worry about them following you. I mean, they will be following you, but they're crawling on the ground. It's actually kind of sad, so yeah. See you later, guys. Now I brought the grenade launcher along, but honestly, unless you're lacking ammunition for some reason, then you shouldn't need a grenade launcher. All that you'll need is the shotgun. The shotgun is probably the most important weapon for this segment, and of course the magnum and the handgun don't hurt either. Having them will come in handy, especially against this first four-legged molded. And be careful because there are a few traps here, and we are going to kind of run through this entire area, first area, because we can avoid most of the molded. It's not too hard to do, and as soon as we enter a specific section, the molded disappear. So shoot these two, since they do get in your way and it might be troublesome to dodge them. I wouldn't recommend it. And now immediately turn here. Yes, there are more molded following you, but we're going to ignore them because we can do this with plenty of time. So immediately get behind this cart and start pushing it. He's getting close, but he can't do anything while we're performing this action. And the cart will actually run over the molded, as you just saw, and get rid of a few of them for you. And as soon as you step into this area, the molded stop following you. They just dissolve, so you don't need to worry about them anymore. Make sure you get that explosive, otherwise you'll be in trouble. And over there you'll find another Mr. Everywhere, number 19. We only have one more, and in the next room we're going to get all of the remaining files, which will give us the trophy for collecting all of the files in the game. And by the way, don't break that crate, it's a bomb. So I'm assuming that it was Lucas who sent these emails about Eveline, and this offers some interesting clues. It seems that Eveline started getting older, and I have a bad feeling about this, but we'll figure everything out in just a few moments. Anyway, take these steroids because, as you know, steroids make you increase your life bar for some reason. I guess they couldn't come up with something better here, so oh well. I think they're passing the wrong message. Anyway, but essentially all of the files that you collect here, they offer some clues about the game, and they explain how the mold works. And it does confirm that people infected by it do turn into molded. At least some of them most certainly do. And as you open this box, we're going to place the tissue sample from Eveline inside. And while the machine prepares the vaccine, we're going to go around and pick up the other files. You might want to prepare some enhanced handgun ammunition for the final boss fight. Like I said, in the final boss fight, it's a scripted series of events, but it doesn't hurt if you get some extra ammunition prepared, because it might speed up the battle a little bit, so it might come in handy. Anyway, pick up the shotgun shells and make sure you check this file out, and after you check it out you should get the trophy. There we go, there it is. So if you've been following my walkthrough, you should have this trophy by now as well. And I'm just going to discard something, it doesn't even matter at this point. So let's get it. And in this next section, guys, we're going to have fairly long path where we will have to battle a bunch of enemies. So I recommend that you save your game here, just to be on the safe side, of course. Like I said, we won't need anything aside from the shotgun, the handgun and the magnum. The grenade launcher also works, but I find that since the grenade launcher can only carry one round at a time, it's actually not worth it necessarily to have it, because we're going to be battling multiple enemies at the same time. And as such, I find that the magnum, the handgun and the shotgun work a little bit better. And that song doesn't bode well for us now, does it? But we're going to have to manage here. Eveline's going to throw everything at us. But let's start by putting this bomb over here, blow up their legs, and now we're going to run up. Try to aim for their head. If you aim for their head, you will always blow their head with the shotgun. At least with this shotgun you will, and that way they won't recover, because sometimes it might take up to 3 shotgun shots to beat them if you don't hit them with the perfect shot. Like here, for example. Replace it with the handgun, that guy's down. Pick up the shotgun shells. The other crate, I think it has a healing item, I'm not going to bother with it. I mean, it depends, it might have machine gun ammunition, it changes from playthrough to playthrough. But shoot that guy, there's some gunpowder over there in the corner, and there's items for you to pick up here. I'm not going to bother with them, I don't need them. So instead we're going to keep going. And be ready to shoot this 4-leg molded, and there's going to be 3 more of them. And that guy didn't go down with a shot, he didn't aim properly. Let's try this again. He's down. Come over here, sir. Oops, that was a waste of a bullet. I don't want any hugs. One more. Are you done? I think he's done. And now, here comes their papa. Fortunately, with the magnum, 2 bullets to the head will finish them off. So, there we go. He's down for the count. Let's just wait for him to explode. Remember, you'll take damage if you get too close. And now let's go down. And we have 2 more to take care of. And then, honestly guys, once we take care of these 2, I would say that the hardest part of the game is over. One of the fat molded looked bigger than the other. I wonder if he was like a father and a child. That would have been pretty creepy, but well, they're gone now. There's another crate back there, I'm not going to get them. Just make sure you get all of those bombs so that you don't take damage as you climb up. There's a third one, but I got it. The bullet went through the fat molded head and it blew up the bomb as well. But there's 3 of them here. So congratulations guys, if you've made it to this point, you've done a pretty good job. And like I said, in this final boss fight, you will take damage automatically. So for all intents and purposes, this is where the no damage run ends. Because Ethan needs to be all beaten up after he leaves the house. And as you can see, we're back in the guest house, but very important, before you leave this area, make sure you get this last Mr. Everywhere, and we'll get the Mr.Nowhere trophy at some point.
It's not here. It's gone.
Any day now. There it is. And we're going to be reliving some memories. It's been a while since we've been at the guest house, huh? You could kind of see Ethan's face there.
This is your fault.
Ethan, it's okay. It's okay, it's me. I know you didn't mean to hurt me.
Kill him, Mommy.
But you shouldn't.
I always felt Mia looked so creepy during this part when she's pushing Ethan.
It fucking hurts!
He doesn't want to be my daddy? Then he can die.
You're kind of a spoiled brat, aren't you? I mean, I'm going to give her some credit since she's been, well, taken advantage of and so on. But either way, I mean, really? It's not like Ethan even had a choice.
You're gonna be one of us. And then maybe you'll play nicely.
I'm not playing.
No! Get that away from me!
Okay. It's time to put an end to this, guys. Get ready. The final battle is coming up. I'm going to be using the shotgun here, and at this point be careful, because as you move close to Eveline you'll have to block, but you still take damage if you do this, because when you block an attack you still take damage, you just take less damage. But as long as you don't get knocked out, which will deliver heavy damage, you'll be fine. But like I said, at this point you can't avoid taking damage, you will always take damage during this fight. So there you go, Eveline, take a little nap now.
You.
Why does everyone hate me?
And yes, it seems that Eveline was the old lady all along. This is pretty terrible, honestly. I don't know whether I should feel bad for Eveline or not, because she wanted a family and that kind of gets to me at this point, but well, we still have to do this. Can't have any creepy faces on the wall here. So just keep shooting, guys, and eventually you'll be taken for a ride. Just keep aiming at her face. Get her right in the nose or something, there we go. And we're going to step into the next stage of the fight. At this point, guys, all that you need to keep doing is shooting her. I'm sure you can die during this segment, but eventually the fight will be over. You just have to take the punishment. And don't worry, because, like I said, all the damage that you take here is scripted, so it's not like Ethan's going to die and you get the game over anyway. I mean, I'm sure that if you stop shooting at her you can die, but aside from that you're going to be just fine. Let's get the Magnum out, why not?
You're just a little boy.
Such violence. It's like Ethan simply isn't allowed to live without a scratch on him. It's not bad enough that he had his hand cut off.
I just wanted a family.
See, it's here when she says that she just wanted a family. I don't know, I just feel bad. Because she was created to be a biological weapon, it's not her fault. So, yeah. It's really the creators that are to blame. Darn Umbrella. You'd think they would learn at some point to stop creating biological weapons, but I guess that's not going to happen. Anyway, let's use the Albert here, a tribute to Albert Wesker, and finish her off. And at this point, guys, the fight is over. So congratulations, you have just completed Resident Evil on Madhouse Difficulty. And hey, we did it on the first run. So we got it. So now let's enjoy the ending scene, and I'll be back once my score appears. I guess this ending will leave a lot of doors open for sequels, but we'll see. Ethan's going to take a little nap.
I'm Redfield. I'm glad we found you.
The fuck took you guys so long?
Ethan?
Mia. You made it. I'm glad.
Did I?
They say that when one door closes, another opens. Well, a door closed tonight. And what a long night it was. But not just for me. Mia and I weren't the only victims here. So were the Bakers. It was that thing, Eveline, who made them that way. But now Eveline's dead. And these guys are here to clean up the mess. I had just come to terms with losing Mia. But now she's back and wants to start over. Put all this behind us. Maybe this is where the next door opens.
Alright guys, and that's it for this Madhouse Difficulty walkthrough. As you can see, we managed to do this just in under 4 hours, which shows that it's possible to complete Madhouse Difficulty on the first time that you're playing, or on your first run without any of the bonus weapons and so on. We got all of the files, all of the Mr.Everywheres, all the antique coins that you can get on Madhouse Difficulty. So I am pretty pleased with how this walkthrough turned out. I will say that there were a few hard sections, especially against boss fights. I think that the boss that gave me the hardest fight was Jack, when you battle him in the prison area. But overall, I would say that, you know, I'm not quite convinced that the first person view works. I can tell for sure that this game was made for VR, and I think that's going to hurt the game in terms of sales and so on. I personally prefer games with a third person view, but I did enjoy the game. I liked some elements that they included. I thought that the overall environment was pretty good, even though it did feel like they mixed up a bunch of horror movies together. But I will be interested to see more Resident Evil games in the same style as this and less action focused like Resident Evil 6 and so on, but we'll see. I will be doing walkthroughs for the DLC content as well, guys, so check those out as well, even though they're expensive. They should have been included in the game in the first place. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, and I hope you stick around for other walkthroughs as well. So I'll see you all later. Take care.